criminal prosecutions, the release of persons currently detained unjustly in connection with the Anglophone crisis, and for facilitation of the return of persons who have been internally or externally displaced by the Anglophone crisis since October 2016, including those in exile and refugees. These are not authorized by the Constitution, as well as the civilian and military criminal procedure codes of Cameroon. The conveners fervently believe that such measures would create an enabling environment for all qualified persons to take part in the Anglophone General Conference, for finding a peaceful and lasting solution to the Anglophone problem, and for ending the Anglophone crisis through dialogue. On the general situation prevailing in the southwest and northwest regions and in the country generally, the College of Conveners remains deeply troubled by the high level of violence and insecurity that persists in the two Anglophone regions, and its devastating impact on the social, economic, cultural, and political conditions in these regions, especially on women who bear a disproportionate burden of this crisis. It notes with profound sorrow that halfway into the first term of the 2018-2019 academic year, most schools in these two regions have still not opened, to the great disadvantage of innocent children deprived of their right to education. The conveners call upon the government and all parties concerned to urgently create the conditions for the resumption of schools in a normal and secure environment throughout the southwest and northwest regions. The conveners urge the entire nation to examine the causes of the non-participation of most of the registered voters in the northwest and southwest regions in the presidential election of 7th October 2016, and to weigh the implications of this situation for peace and social cohesion in our country. They invite all Cameroonians to see in the imminent commencement of a new presidential term of office a great opportunity for rebuilding our fractured society, healing the wounds of divisiveness in the nation, and finding a lasting solution to the Anglophone problem through inclusive dialogue built on tolerance, mutual respect, and a sense of common destiny of the Cameroonian people. They implore them to work harmoniously towards this goal. Finally, as dedicated servants of the Almighty and all-knowing God, the College of Conveners of the Anglophone General Conference implores the mercy of the
Yes, exactly. Okay, as the evidence has said, we will be taking some questions in orders. Just please be precise with the question. It should be questions and not be comments. Can I use it? So we will. Okay, I would like to begin with you give your name, your organ where you are working for, and your question. One question will be very good. It should be questions.
I'm Paul Augustine Wedun lawyer. I work with radio and Veritas Television. Your Eminence, the conference built for the 21st to the 22nd, how guarantee is security during this conference by the state to you as a college of conveners? Thank you, Your Eminence.
We have no problem there.
You have no problem.
Another question?
Another question. Yes, Mr. Cyril Ben Simon. Another question. 1 minute. Another question. Another person. Okay. Cyril, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to know how will you manage to bring, for example, all the army groups which are operating in Northwest and Southwest to participate in this conference? Do you have a kind of agreement with them? Is there an agreement also with the government to do so?
The groups, we're not addressing ourselves to groups, we're addressing ourselves to individuals.
But for the person who are members of armed groups, for example, the Amazonian Defense Force and all other militias who are operating in the zone, will they be able to participate?
I think if we listen carefully to the press statement, we have different committees that will work towards the success of the Anglophone General Conference. And one of those committees is the Mobilization Committee. And we expect that this committee will be able to reach out to these different armed groups and to see how we can be able to bring them on board. And if you listen keenly again, the invitation is going to all classes of Anglophones, including these armed groups. So we are very sure that we'll reach out to these groups of persons and to have them to be part of the conference.
Yes, Dominique.
The budget for the Anglophone General Conference is over 32 million francs CFA. You mentioned that you are going to raise the funds. Can you tell us where you are going to, how you are going to raise these funds? Which group are you targeting to raise the money for the conference?
Our targeted groups are diverse, and it goes to the general public, to everybody who will buy into this great idea of bringing lasting peace in the Anglophone region of our country. It is our wish that peace should return, that this bloodshed should stop. And as we are conveners and trying to see how we can do this, there are many people who have been wishing to have this happen. And so they'll buy into this idea by making their contributions for the success of this conference. And we'll make it public, and especially as this press statement will go worldwide, those who will buy into the idea will definitely make their contributions. And that is why we have stated it clearly in the press statement, so that it should not be something hidden, so that everybody should know that this is what we need to have this conference succeed. And well-wishers will buy into it and make their donations for this conference to succeed. And be sure that after this conference, we will still have another press statement to evaluate our work, because the press conference is just a prelude to a national conference where the state of Cameroon will take the ideas that will galvanize from this Anglophone General Conference to a national conference where not only the Anglophone problems will be solved and looked into, but the general problems of our nation.
And already there's somebody who has sent us $1 million.
Okay.
It's a collector, somebody has already given us $1
1 million francs, yeah. Just by hearing that we have
Just
a
by
program
hearing
like this.
about it, so we are confident that quite a number of Cameroonians will contribute to this cause to help us realize this project.
Excellent. Okay, your question.
De votre part, durant le jour, ma question s'adresse à son éminence, cardinal de Saint-Denis. Éminence, depuis la première conférence organisée ici à la cathédrale, vous avez insisté sur le fait, vous avez insisté sur les conditions générales, les conditions préalables à la tenue de cette conférence générale. Et l'une de ces conditions, c'est la libération préalable de tous ceux qui sont aujourd'hui derrière les barreaux. Et on sait que cette demande avait soulevé une ire de la part des pouvoirs publics qui estiment que ce sont les rebelles, entre guillemets, qui doivent déposer les armes. Bon, alors, quelles seraient les conséquences d'un refus catégorique de la part du pouvoir
À vrai
public?
dire, nous n'avons pas donné les conditions. Nous avons exprimé le désir, le wish, so to say. Et nous continuons le dialogue avec l'État. L'État n'a pas fermé la porte.
And besides, it should interest you to know that the College of Conveners are not posing conditions, as His Eminence has mentioned. We think that to create an enabling environment, those of the persons whom we've diagnosed as key persons, it will be our wish to have them participate in the conference. And so if they are close behind the bars, those who are in the bush will keep insisting they want their key actors out. So if we have them at the conference, it will be good for us. Our wish is to have peace. This is all what we're interested in.
Okay, Harrison. Yes, Your Eminence, I want before the statement, the mayor of Buea and some elite in Buea met and they said that they didn't want this conference to take place in Buea. Have you been able to discuss about this, and what do you think about it?
Dialogue continues.
Any other questions? Oh yes, Randy Jones of the BBC, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We know dialogue continues, but have you been able to reach out to Mayor Ekema? We know his opposition was very strong, made it very clear that this
He
was
is not the
something.
last
So what-
authority on that. It is not his competence to authorize us meeting in Douala. But we'll continue with him we don't want to create any tension around us.
Any other question? Yes, sir.
Have you any contact with the international community, European Union, US, or other countries?
Not at all.
Again,
Yes.
Yes.
Your Eminence, why do you think that the international community is not important as far as this conference is concerned?
I don't think that way
Why?
because I know that we're competent.
And secondly, we have not exempted the international community in any way. Our doors are opened, but we want to exhaust our competence at our level because it is our problem. And that's why we said if anybody is interested and buys into our idea,
Structure, so couldn't identify a specific individual for each of those, that range of faith-based organizations. I can say nevertheless that contacts have been made with leading individual pastors, apostles, bishops, prophets, and so on in the evangelical and Pentecostal community. And they are expected to come on board as members of the conference organizing committee, but also eventually as participants in the conference itself.
Okay, another question. It will be good for, we have female journalists here, they can also, it will be unfair that they accuse us of being not gender sensitive. So it will be good to have some, we have 3 or 4 female, 3 female. You ask some question, we'll be happy before we go to an end. You don't have any question? Oh, that's okay. No other question? Okay, but I would like the spokesman of the convener to, if you have something to say before I hand them over.
No, basically, just to again, I'm sure the cardinal is going to do it, but before he does it, let me start by doing it. Thank you for coming, but also to assure you that we will be making available this press statement in English and in French, and also the concept note that was referred to, we'll make it available in English and in French as well. So please contact Ellie for your copies, if not immediately after, in the course of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. If you have anything to say.
No, thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you very much. Let me get this.
Yes.